Welcome back, Warriors. As you've seen, Mr. Sheyi Adetayo joins us next to talk about security. Good morning, and thank you for joining us today. But you know, the thing now is, with all of these security challenges, pronouncements by even security operatives, you know, some may just begin to take them with a pinch of salt. That's how it's affecting almost anything everyone is saying. And from what you've seen, I mean, yes, the president, today's daily is saying, he's saying that, look, this kidnap will be the last. And, of course, many will wait to see what happens moving forward. So, having been there yourselves and seeing all of these things as they play out, what do you think is going on?
Okay, good morning. Thank you so much. I've said this here at times without numbers, that, we're in a dire straits, and we see this actually coming. And this is something that is unfolding. We are not yet at a level where we can actually, sit back and start believing that things are going to disappear overnight. Yes, good statement from President. It's assuring, but the reality on ground is actually speaking otherwise. Until certain action as seen being done, and then I know much is being done, but the reality on ground is that what we still need to do, we are not seeing it being done right now. And it's still going to give room for people like this to continue to carry out their nefarious activities.
You know, I know that security agencies, you pick up on different leads of what's happening with a view to seeing how you could sort them out. But one of the people who was kidnapped, our crew caught up with some of them, and let's let you listen to what they said, having been released.
The man you're talking about is the leader?
Is the leader.
Did he say his name?
Yes, he said his name, something like Katella Ali. Something like Katella Ali. They were just complaining about the government, that the government promises them something during the election. All these fake promises of politics. So they didn't fulfill it. That was what tempted them to be into this bandit of 18 and kidnapping. But what they promised us that, and I asked one of them that, what do you want from the government? They were telling us that what we want is that if the government can fulfill their promises. And I asked them what was their promises. They were saying that shelter. The government promised them to give them hospital, good education. They will pay some of them salaries, something like that, farms and everything. But the government refused. After the election was fulfilled, the government now decided not to fulfill their promises. That was what they were saying. It's government.
How were you faring? What were you eating? What were you drinking?
We've been drinking dirty water. That is the river water. The water they bath with the water in the river. They will now give us to drink it.
Harrowing experiences, but needed you to hear that initial part where they were just saying this government. What do you think of that?
Well, such a pathetic narrative there. If you still look at this, it's quite not different from how Boko Haram started. It was all about political promise being used for elections, and the expected patronage was no longer there. And things went out of hand. And we are hearing directly from a victim now, relaying what the bandit told them directly, and that is the issue. And as long as crime and criminality has political coloration, it's always very difficult to curtail, and that's the reason why we've been seeing actions and counter actions. We've seen movement from one end, and we'll be seeing movement from another direction that appears as if they are contradicting actions that are being taken by private government agencies. And we've had also, instances where government agencies have actually, preferred solutions and, political decisions are contrary or in a different direction from what the security agencies have actually suggested. So that shows you the extent in which politics and the politicians are affecting the issues.
But doesn't that also tell us that there's actually much more to all of this that is going on than they are willing to let us know?
Oh, definitely. It's always like that when it comes to national security. And that's why, people like us have been advising that at this stage now, what we need is a national policy on managing banditry and terrorism in Nigeria. It has to start with declaring national emergency on insecurity, then releasing a national policy that will guide the local government, state government, and federal government's action in addressing this.
So I was actually wondering, because even before that part, government themselves, have they owned up? Because if that's the accusation coming through from those who have been kidnapped, and several of them have been saying that now, but government hasn't even owned up to that now.
No, see, we're talking about government at the federal government and government at the state level and government at local government level. So if they say government, it doesn't mean that it is the federal government. It could be the state government, the governorship election, or the local government election, or the senatorial election.
Looked into it and
they were involved in. So that's why we're advising right now that there should be a national, one declaration of emergency. Let there be a national policy that will guide all states. Not that one state will be given amnesty and another state will actually be saying no amnesty. The policy must guide the action from the federal to the local government in such a way that nobody will be able to go outside what the national policy on addressing issues like this.
Would that policy also include preventing as opposed to fighting? I say that because from what that lady said, it's clear that it's negligence, so to speak, or abandonment, so to speak, on the part of government that's made this happen in the first place. So if that policy does not include preventing as opposed to fighting, won't we just be reacting as opposed to being proactive?
I will not say abandonment from government. We're talking about, we need to separate government and politicians now. Yes, politician makes government. So it's not that government as a body empowered bandits or some individuals to start carrying on. But we've seen situations over the years where certain politicians, because they want to win election, before getting to political office, empower people like this, use them for election, promise them several things and say, when we get to office, we're going to do this for you. And those people now became the government in their respective, offices that they are holding, and these people are looking up to them, expecting them to now use the machinery of government, including the resources of the state, to begin to feed them. And you see them now turning the same weapon that are beginning to them now against the state. So
you drew a dichotomy between government and politicians, and that's critical right there. But then we're speaking about government now as governors, in the function of governance, not meeting the needs of people and consequently making some vulnerable and some open to going into these things.
And you see, I was trying to make a point earlier on. We have several ungoverned spaces in Nigeria right now, and this is part of the actions that we expect government to do. As long as we expect that the way we are doing things right now, the strengths of the Nigerian armed forces and the police as it is right now can solve the problem, we're lying. These are going to, how many schools are you going to protect? People are saying, the school is not fenced. Fencing the school will not stop 100 armed men. Even if you have 5 mobile policemen standing there, they will run away when they see 100 armed men with guns. So the issue right now is that, like we've actually projected and we've advised, government should set up, should declare emergency, develop a policy that will guide everybody, including the traditional rulers, politicians, and everybody, and say, if you go outside this policy, you are going against the laws of Nigeria, and you will be prosecuted. Then, there's something, I know you are aware of short service commission in the Nigerian Armed Forces for recruiting officers. We need something like short service enlistment of men, where for a period of 4 or 5 years, that Nigerians will be recruited, trained for like probably about 6 months into the Nigerian Armed Forces for a short enlistment period for 4 years. Have enough men. We cannot be fighting Boko Haram in the northeast. And then you expect the same strength of the Nigerian Armed Forces and the police to be able to fight banditry in northwest and north central. Not talking of the issues in the down south. So we need all this. We need, to do this. Manpower. Build up for Nigerian security agencies right now and be able to have enough people on ground. You see, if the government is saying that this is not going to happen, this will definitely still happen. If those space still remains ungoverned, those people are still there, and we're talking of large, even Niger State alone is even difficult for the remnant of the Nigerian Armed Forces as it is today to police that area. So we need right now to divert resources into this program, recruit enough men, put them on ground, and let us start clearing all those ungoverned space. As the military are clearing it, let the ones that be enlisted for short service program in the police begin now to close up those areas and start policing those areas until we clear all these areas. That's when Nigeria, as it is today, will be able to be free from this. Not amnesty and not negotiation with bandits.
As if it will not be politicized again. But we do thank you for your perspective, Sheyi Adetaya, former DSS operative. Well, gentlemen, there you go. That is the show today. We thank you all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm Chamberlain Uso.
I'm Kaido Kikilo. And I'm Ayo Makinde. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Well, I believe when Chamberlain said gentlemen, it also meant ladies too. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Welcome, Yusuf.